Awake. Shake dreams from your hair, my pretty child, my sweet one. Choose the day and choose the sign of your day, the day's divinity. First thing you see.
Little funk.
Vast,
Jim Morrison.
Beach and a cool, jeweled moon.
What do you think, Pook? Think you can cut this up a little bit?
Race down by its quiet side.
I will not cut up any.
And
Jim
we laugh
Morrison
like soft, mad children.
Jim Morrison is like
woolly cotton brains of infancy.
I like to hear.
Jim Morrison's full of shit,
voices
but I love his brand of shit. Listen to that, man. That's just. I mean, not that he has anything to do with that. I mean, that's Ray Manzarek and all the cats. John Desmore. Ray Manzarek. When did he pass away?
I don't know when anybody passed away.
They croon the ancient
I think it's when we were locked up.
Come again. Choose now, they croon beneath the moon.
If I remember right, I think we were listening one day on. I think they had him on KPFK one day, and he was talking about the whole experience of the Doors.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now being tuned in, broadcasting live from Wyoming. Cody.
52 miles east of Yellowstone Park, here with the mayor of Los Angeles, Mr. K-Pook, mayor, my boy, Keldren Joshua. Grace to have him in the house. Just a great pleasure. He's going to be spinning a lot of tunes. We've already done a few things. We got things coming out, and we're just happy to have him here. It's a badass occasion right here. So,
badass
dude,
occasion.
just happy to see you here, brother. It's just a real cool thing, man, because, from the time I decided to start this thing, man, I wanted to have you sitting here in this studio, because you're my boy. Hey, you're my dog, man. I mean, we've been through a lot of shit, We've been through a lot of shit. We did what we said we were gonna do. We've been to a lot of Dodger games. We hung out in L.A. We hung out here. We hung out all over the fucking place.
Washington D.C.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Capitol.
Yeah. Eating oysters and shit there with Bernie Sanders and that.
How many people can say you've done that?
Sitting there at fam rallies and that.
Fucking
Capitol. Shit, dude. Yeah, the Capitol. Now you can't even go where we were at.
You can't even go.
You can't even go in there, dude.
Oh, man.
You can't even go in that yard. We walked in that yard.
We were just hanging out in that yard, just doing our thing.
That was funny, yeah, because, I mean, they were looking at you and me, and they're like, who's Ebony and Ivory?
Over there.
What's going on with this? Who's it? What? It sounded like Bo Dennis. What? That's crazy.
What's going on, man? This is
man. We're sitting here in Cody, Wyoming. It's snowing as hell. It's cold.
I'm stone April. Cold.
Yeah, stone cold lock. What's up? Shout out to Tweet down there in DFW. Rolling around. Hope somebody's pulling your pants up, bro. Getting those lines on those games, man. We're gonna take Wofford over. Coastal Carolina. I got a stone cold lock. Wofford. You take Wofford -2 over Coastal Carolina.
Wofford.
You're going, how'd you get that?
I can feel it.
Yeah.
I know.
It's like, where did you even find out about this game? Do you even know where Wofford is?
And then as he leaves, he says, can you pull my pants up?
Yeah. Hey, can you give me a ride to the South Yard?
Look at that guy.
Who's that dude?
Now that dude has a deep-ass voice.
Look at that little dude.
Yeah, he has a deep voice now.
I know, man. He's all growed up. Oh, look at that, man. That was one of the first jobs I did when I got out. That was for my mom. We painted that candy apple. She always, look at that. That's my boy 5. That's at Timothy Lake. Out in Oregon. We might want to stop that because there might be some gratuitous titty shots here somewhere.
Well, why not? This is let it roll.
Well, if it's my camera roll, you never know what's going to come up on there. You could have some things. You could have some things.
Doesn't really
look
matter.
At that. Look at that. Look at it.
Does it really matter, Mike? We're all going to die.
Well, I don't know. Matter. I mean, as long as it doesn't show my roll of dimes on there, I guess we're all right, As long as my roll of dimes ain't on the picture, then it's all good,
If you're
it's like this, like V used to say, right? It's quack.
It's quack.
It's quack. Murray did that. What was he doing with that? It was pinky finger.
I mean, but the best thing about it,
that was before I got locked up, man.
It might not show.
This is my boy Tyler. He's back.
Profanity type shit. I'm new to shit.
It might not.
I think it knows.
I just don't want my roll of dimes up on there. I don't think I ever did any dick pics, but you never know.
Hey, I've done a lot of dick pics.
That's when I got out. Right when I got out, man. It was my little girl's 8th birthday. Went out there. You've done a lot of them?
There's girls that got a couple of dick pics.
It's right out the joint.
I got some that's right off to the side, so just in case I go peek, just you take that dick.
Off to the side. John the Hook.
Pick.
There's my first Widespread Panic show out.
I see.
Nice. That's off of iPhone 4. Oh, Eltopia, man.
I thought it was Ethiopia.
Well, I was like, Eltopia. Is that Spanish for the Topia? Because it's all about. That was Interlaken back in 2014. Me and my brother walked in. That's right when we walked into that. That's what I took out there for a week-long hippie music festival. Mm-hmm. That was it. That hat and that backpack. Look at that little guy. Now he's back there, doing things that God only knows.
God only knows.
When he was at it, dude. Oh man, that's crazy.
That's when he used to listen to you.
Dude, when he was that age, man, we got stuck up. We got shanghaied up on I think Buddy remembers it. We got shanghaied up on the lift. And we were on the highest tower. And the chairlift has got what they call shivs, right? The rollers on the lift tower. And so when the lift breaks down, the way you know how you get off?
No. It's
not something for the weak of heart.
I mean,
they take what they call a bat hook and they throw it up. So you got what they call a haul rope that goes, round and round and round. And so they throw a hook up over the top, and then every chair they slide it down to, and they got like a T-bar that you sit on, and you put a shoulder harness, and you just slide yourself off the chair, and you got ski patrol down on the ground, and they belay you down. So you got to put your trust in them to get you down. And Jax and I were on the highest tower up there for 2 hours one day. He was like 6 years old. And ski patrol's all down underneath us. They couldn't figure out how they were going to get up there to get us off because we were stuck right on the shivs, which are the rollers. So they can't slide that thing over because the rollers are on, So Kenny Gash, great ski patroller. He and I, we had our times at first, but we ended up getting along very well. And he was the one that he had to climb the lift tower, rig up this arm, and I had to literally pick Jackson up. And, we got ski patrol underneath us, and I'm like, Jackson, you doing okay? He's like, yeah, I just got to pee, Dad. And I'm yelling at the ski patrollers way down there. I'm like, hey, y'all might want to watch out. I got a 6-year-old that's been sitting here for 2 hours, and he's got to pee. And I was like, I think it's like a fire hose. That year I taught him how to pee on the campfire. Mm-hmm. Little kids love it. You realize when you get older, your stream kind of...
Oh, yeah. I'll stand in front of the toilet, and it's still going on the floor.
Yeah, you go from having a fire hose to the dribbler.
To the dribbler.
The dribbler. But anyway.
Who's that guy?
That's my two brothers. That was me way back in the day.
Yeah, look at that guy.
Yeah, I know. It had buttons.
Did it for the nookie.
Buttons.
The nookie.
And hitting a golf ball and... I don't know why we're watching. These are old. I don't know where these are coming. Look at that.
They just pull them out.
Look at that. A long time ago, man. It was way back in the day. Right before I went away.
Golfing, man. You was a golf pro.
Yeah, well, I was a top 10 conference and all conference. I didn't make all state because I quit. I got mad at the golf coach. We had a golf coach that would make us run laps. I didn't like that.
Rolling down the highway.
Yeah.
Looking for some good times. Yeah, that's what that one was like.
Got them buttons.
Born to be wild. Born to be wild.
Got the buttons in the ears, yeah.
Yeah, what's up with those ears, man?
Man, I started doing that, and then I just couldn't stop, man. I just kept getting them bigger and bigger and bigger.
Like, what?
I don't know, man. It's weird when you do that. When I went in, man, I remember Lopez came up to me and was like, hey, you want me to get you some bolts so you can put in your ears? Because I still had the big holes in there, I was like, no, I'm done with that. You can still see
I don't remember your ears.
You can see. You can still see them, man. I still got holes in there.
Damn.
Yeah, they'll never go away.
Yeah, it's over.
Well, that's small. I mean, it's smaller. I had them up to like a 1 inch. Like, they're big. It was dumb. But once you start doing it, it's weird. It's like it's addictive. Like you see the tattoo shop and you want to go in and get them stretched out again one more size, It's a weird thing.
Well, lucky they cut you just at that size.
Yeah, look at that! Look at that hairdo. Yeah, little pretty boy.
Yeah,
the Unabomber.
Yeah, the Unabomber.
Yeah, Jesus. We gotta turn this stupid thing off. Look at that! My first fish show, man, way back in the day, sitting on top of my buddy's RV out in the gorge at George. Good Lord.
Jesus. Where is this place?
That was that's in Kelsey, I can't remember. It's up in northern Washington, between Portland and Washington. Yeah, there's that old bug that we were fixing.
That's the one that you turned cherry
red?
Red?
That's the one. Yeah, we fixed that up for my mom. It was a funny story because we fixed that up. That was back in 1997. That's me and my boy Five at Ocean Beach playing baseball out there.
We're in San Diego?
Yeah.
Well, tell me about this Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah, well, my mom has always wanted she always wanted a convertible Bug. So my stepdad bought her one. And so, he fixed it up, did all the body work on it. And, of course, I'm a painter, so I ended up spraying it out. And then there's...
What was that, Jesus?
That was Fabio or some shit. See, those guys, that's what I'm talking about. So way down that lift line is where we got hung up. That was, oh, Jesus Christ, that was back in 2001 I was going to Las Vegas for a 3-night show.
Was that Wolverine?
Yeah, I think so. I might have been, geez, look at that. That's the first year. That was right when I got out with Jackson Lilly. Same with that one. He's got his pumpkin he grew on the bottom. Man, this is crazy. Hey, can we stop the picture roll?
Oh, man, just look at it. I mean, don't look at it anymore. So let's go. Let's get into it.
Look at that. You got the dog tongue hitting Jackson right in the nose. Look at that.
But, the pictures are helping the conversation right now.
Teaching him how to tune his first snowboard. That was the first board he got, man. I bought that one for him, and that was, yeah, that's right out the gate.
Where's that at?
That's up at the Buffalo Bill Reservoir on the South Fork side. There's Red Lodge Mountain. Mm-hmm. Nice powder day, getting ready. I'm just rolling by myself on that day. Oh, there's my grandfather.
Okay.
That man right there, just a great dude. That dude right there is, I mean, I don't even know. Look at that little guy. Yeah, you just saw him a minute ago, right?
Yeah.
That's right when that's right when I came out. That's my stepmother, Lori. Mm-hmm. Nice lady. That's when I was actually working a job in Gillette, so I went through. There's my daughter on her 8th birthday, playing Supergirl, jumping across the beds.
That's good timing.
That was my best friend from childhood, Mr. Brian Olenek. Love you, Brian. Even though you're not going to hear this.
Where's he at?
He's here. He's at me, Mad Dog, and 5. I was at Lake St. I mean, dude, there's just so many stories on here. How are these pictures coming up here?
Listen, that's the way.
Where are these coming up from?
It does the same thing with my.
I didn't put these on anything.
Well, what it does is because once it reads your computer, once you give it your email, that
was right out the joint.
It'll pull everything from Google Photos and make its own thing happen. So you basically,
Lily is.
You basically give it permission to do that.
Sort of believe that was like almost 8 years ago.
Whoa! That was some good camera.
Yeah, no, I know, man. That's right off of iPhone 4. Super Lily. And the boy, putting him to bed with his old PJs on. That was right when I came out and, first, got custody. And there's my brother. We were out there at the Interlocking Festival in Virginia right there. Got the love sign and he's doing a double flip off.
Yeah.
Man, built a lot of Legos back then. Crazy. Anyways.
So those are good learning days. Good learning days.
See that poster right there is sitting back there. That was the first frame that I made when I came out, man.
So
this is all. I was like, this is all within months of being out the gate. I still had ankle hardware on, just hanging with that kid, painting and doing whatever to stay busy, trying to work and this and that, and life was good. Still is good. Anyway, oh God.
Well, see,
we were playing badminton on the damn dock out there at the lake.
Look at that badminton. That badminton took a bad.
Oh yeah,
beating.
It did. Yeah, I was out in Yakima, Washington. Good grief.
Dollar General.
Yeah,
Dollar
yeah.
Store.
She wanted to go.
So now back to this Volkswagen Bug. So, what happened to the Bug?
It's sitting in a storage unit.
And it's looking cherry still.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful Bug. But here's what happened. That's fun. This is a funny story because my mom, she worked for DFS, and so she once a week had to go work in Powell, Wyoming, right? And Powell's only 23 miles from here. However, there's a much larger Hispanic community over there, right? And so it was a I think it was a 69 Volkswagen Bug. And my stepfather thought it'd be clever to put a personalized license plate on it that said Cruz, C-R-U-Z, right? Well, we all know that that's a common Hispanic last name, right? And so here's my mom cruising around, white lady with the top down, you know, and, you know, the homies are pulling up next to her and like, you know, I mean, there was a couple situations where it got a little uncomfortable.
Where they were asked.
Oh yeah, they were like,
what?
Well, they were like, why in the hell does why is this white lady rolling around with a Cruise on light? So she got a stigma. Like she wanted that car like her whole life. She wanted to have a red, like a candy apple red Volkswagen convertible Bug. And after that happened a number of times, she just didn't want to drive it anymore. So it's in storage now. It's just sitting there.
What's she gonna do with it?
I don't know.
Give it to Jax?
I don't know. They've got so many cars. My stepdad rebuilds cars. I mean, you ought to go. We can go out there and take a look at all the cars. I mean, he's got Bugs and trucks and boats, and I mean, he's got a little MG. He's got like a black Triumph. He just rebuilt. Was it like a 53 Ford truck? It's what he does. I mean, you know, I got a 79 Fiat sitting in the shop.
Yeah, what's going on with the Fiat?
I haven't really had a chance to do much with it, with everything going on. You know, it's been kind of a wild time. You know, I mean, we've been through trials and tribulations,
right?
You know, but hey, I kind of look at it like if things aren't going bad, then you're probably not doing something right.
I can dig it.
You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes you just go through you know, I mean, it's all. I guess something I've come to grips with lately is that life's a duality. You know, it's you can't have good times without the bad.
Oh, I say that all the time.
You know what I mean? So you can sit there and you can ride that wave up to the crest, and you can think that you're on top of the world, and you can get all cocky and confident, and think that you're king shit, and then all of a sudden, man, that thing crests and it falls down on top of you, and you're on spin cycle for a while. You know, and you're trying to pick up the pieces, and then you get up on the board and you paddle back out. And hopefully you don't get eaten by that shark while you're trying to do so.
Well, it took me 10 years to get the paddle out.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, we even had times like that inside. You know, because we had times inside where we were all the commissary in the world, and we're having Burrito Friday, and you know,
Burrito Friday,
eating Kool-Aid chicken and shit.
I almost spilled my.
Oh God, eating Kool-Aid chicken and shit.
Kool-Aid chicken.
Eating those burritos every Friday, making 20 packs of them. You know, but then there was also times where I was, sitting in the shoe and wondering if I'm going to get out. And then hearing the captain come out, you know, one day he goes, "Oh, File, you're going to New York,
New York City."
And I'm sitting there, damn. Next day, File, I don't know why some black dude's coming in and speaking on behalf of a white boy, but you getting out today. I said, "Are you serious, Cap?" And he goes, "Yep, hang tight," you know. And then that's when Miss Wheeler, shout out. Hope you're doing well.
Shout out to Miss Wheeler.
Miss
LaTanya Wheeler. She's retired now, so.
Yeah. No, she was always good to me. I remember that day, though, she came by and I'm in the shoe. And I was sitting there in my cell, you know, and I'm pretty buggy. I've been in there for a while. And she goes up to the window. I see her, and, you know, I don't know what I was doing, push-ups or something, you know, and I jump up and, Miss Wheeler, you know. I mean, I was happy to see anybody but big safety. That camera just shut down.
Big safety.
She'd come by and she would, you know, because we do that shit in there where you take your magazine pages, and you put some toothpaste on there and jump up and put them on that fluorescent, you know, that light.
The dim it down?
Yeah. She'd come by and yell at you to take it down. Miss Big Safety.
Yeah.
I'd just say, "You want to do an extraction? Come on in. You know? Come on in." It's like, I ain't taking it down. I ain't going to sit under these damn things. But I'll never forget old Ross sitting there that one day, man. I don't think he'd know us. Ross, what's up, man? I know you ain't listening to this. I talked to Ross last time I was hanging with Ant, though, and that was cool. Well, I told him when he was going to come over and make me some noodles.
You just got to give it to Ross. Now, I mean, everyone's name that you mentioned, you just got to make sure you contact them and say, make sure that you listen to the show.
But he was sitting there looking out that window, at Big Safety was walking across the yard, and he didn't think anybody was around. And I'm like laying up on my rack, and I hear him. He's looking out the window. He goes, Big Safety, you don't know what you do to me. And I went, Ross, oh my God. I said, are you kidding me? I said, she looks like a sack of cream corn stuffed into a garbage sack. It's like,
you don't know what you do to me.
Holy, I've never seen an ass like that in my life. That thing.
You will when you go to Atlanta.
That thing had its own gravitational pull.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, seriously. I mean that. Oh,
I feel sorry I feel so sorry for.
Remember that dude?
For every pair of panties that she wore.
But I feel sorry for that little Irishman that was hooked up with her. O'Reilly. O'Brien.
He was just climbing that thing.
He was hooked up in there. I'm surprised he didn't get lost in that thing.
He was climbing.
He could have suffocated.
He was doing like how when Richard Pryor would talk about the little monkeys.
Yeah.
And then the dog.
Yep.
No, the middle monkey come and fuck him in the ear.
Yeah.
And the dog was like, the Malamute. He said, I had a Malamute. And Malamute said, I miss those monkeys. I was going to eat them.
That reminds me of the Simpsons where Homer gets Abe Simpson, the helper monkey.
Yeah.
But then Homer decides he wants the monkey for himself because he likes it. So he's getting like drunk with the monkey and shit. and you know, he tells Grandpa Simpson he's going to give him the monkey, you know, and then he just like takes off and leaves him sitting there. And he looks at him while he's driving away with the monkey. He's like, I can't wait to eat that monkey.
That's what Abe said?
Yeah.
I think I want to find that.
That's some funny shit.
That Richard Pryor.
Yeah, no, that's Richard Pryor, man. Talk about we were talking about the best going on right now in comedy with Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle. I mean, Patrice O'Neal was another one, man. Had Patrice lived longer, I think Patrice would have. I mean, he was right up there, anyways. You know, I mean, I don't know if you ever listened to any of Patrice's stuff, but man, he could cut up. I mean, he was fearless, kind of like Chappelle is. You know what I mean? And Bill Burr's the same way, fearless. You know, I mean, that's what it takes, you know. Just don't care.
Don't care about. You're not supposed to care about anything.
Well, you shouldn't, because once you start caring about what anybody else fucking thinks, then you're sold out and you're done anyways. You know what I mean? I mean, you're gonna piss some people off, and you might even say some fucked up shit, and I'm sure I have along the way. I don't know. I try not to, but I know that I'm upset people. You know, but it happens. And their reaction is not my problem. You know, it's like people don't understand it. It's like your reaction to the things I say is not my fault. You know, you can turn it off.
Is there any way you can?
What do you want to watch?
Can you put that on YouTube for a second?
I sure can. What do you want? Just tell me
I want to watch Richard Pryor and the Monkey.
Yeah, we can do that. Let me just reconnect.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah, we can do that. I'm always down to watch some Richard Pryor, man. I mean, some of that shit. Oh God, when he's talking about when he lit on fire. Oh my God. I mean, I remember listening to him. I remember listening to him when I was a youngster and like sneaking those videotapes. You know, like hiding them from my mom, right? Because I would have got in trouble for listening to that shit back in the day.
I can only imagine, because I was getting in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, that was, but it was great stuff. All right, let's, me and my technologically malfunctioned.
You look like an old man on that picture. Right
Who?
There.
Me?
Yeah.
I am an old man. I just turned 45, man.
Oh, man, that ain't old.
Well,
that's the prime.
The prime. It's the time.
That's when.
That's when what? You know what else I want to listen to with you is Goonie Goohoo. Remember Goonie Goohoo? Eddie Murphy. That is one of the funniest sketches I have ever heard in my life, when he's imitating his dad and talking about barbecues, and he's talking about Charlie and Aunt Bunny. Oh my God. I mean, that one.
Rest in peace, Charlie River.
He's like, he's like, Gus, I figured it out. I know what she is, Gus. She's a Bigfoot. I don't think you could bring some Bigfoot around here.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to find the. Yeah, okay, Richard Pryor.
And then after they put monkey.
All right, let's see. Oh, now we got to go back. Oh boy, See, this is what happens when you give me the remote.
Oh, I forgot we got the
No, I gotta go back.
the retarded remote.
So, yeah, I know. I just don't know how to, so we gotta go monkey. I can't wait to eat that monkey. I was talking about monkeys on the last episode, but it was a different kind of monkey.
Is it the one is it the one between the lady's legs? Monkey?
Perhaps. Moving. Jeez. I should just put the keyboard on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
I'm
should.
just dumb.
Not
We're just sitting here wasting people's time right now. They're like, okay, what are you guys doing?
What are you guys doing?
We just turned this up. Monkey foot?
No, it's not monkey foot.
I think it's actually entertaining.
I'm glad somebody thinks so. Monkeeks? We gotta. Oh, Jesus Christ, Eddie.
We talked about how frustrating trying to fucking type on one of these.
I know it's.
Just hit search.
Oh, here we go. Monkeys. There. All right. Search. Jesus Christ, Eddie.
Yeah, let's make
No wonder I don't do this. Okay, is that it?
Yeah,
monkeys.
One of these. Yeah, I think it's that.
All right, we'll just go with number one.
Yeah,
This might just be audio only though.
that's good. That's all we need. We want to hear.
Live in concert. There's the man. That guy was a game changer right there.
Do we get
Hey,
some-
we guess we need to have some audio, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
That could help. Now you're gonna ask me to rewind it, and I'm gonna be like completely fucked up. I'll probably back it up to God knows what. There we go.
So, it sounds great.
Yeah, we got it through the. How's that?
And there wasn't no action for him. He got mad. He just pissed all on my cheek. And I grabbed it. I threw him up to the ceiling. He grabbed the chandelier. And I'm like, ha ha ha. Thought you had me, didn't you? Did it one time. This guy was going to do a movie with me. And he came over the house and said, can I open the gate? I said, no! That's very funny, Rich. You won't be doing any films at Warner Brothers, that's for goddamn sure, buddy. You want to get this monkey stick out of my ear? So I decided to get him some monkey pussy, And I got him a beautiful little woman, she was fine. I called her sister. And he did the same thing to her. He ran right in the cage, stuck his dick right in here. She said, freeze. First thing I gotta do is show you where the pussy at.
We all been there.
Yeah, you've been
He
there.
got some monkey pussy.
I don't know what to do with this.
Well, he would pick the cage lock at night, and then run out and stay 2 or 3 days. You can hear him out in the trees. Sometimes real close. Finally, the third day, that motherfucker come in the house, come through the window. And they died, but man, it really hurt me because I left him with a friend,
Oh man, you can't leave your monkey with a friend.
No, you can never leave your monkey with a
off, and
friend.
they turned it on, and the gas killed him. It was dead.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it hurt me real bad, because I loved him so much. I was in my backyard. I was crying.
His ear was lonely.
Shit, damn monkeys.
Here's the best part.
Oh, they go to monkey heaven? Because I love them.
Is there a monkey heaven?
And a dog that lived next door was a German shepherd that used to eat up everything. This motherfucker jumped the fence, and he came up to me, and I felt something pushing my hand like that. And I looked down and said, hey, you Rich?
What happened to your monkey?
What's the matter?
I lost my monkey.
I said, my monkey's in there. He died. He said, what? Your monkeys are dead? You mean the ones that used to be in the trees? I said, damn. I was going to eat them too.
I can't wait to eat that monkey.
Said, life's a bitch, ain't it? One day you here, the next day you gone. Well, don't linger on it too long. That shit can get to you.
We'll still be chasing you tomorrow.
Thank you. And he went away and he walked back to the fence and he got ready to jump over. And he turned around, looked at me, and said, "You know I'm gonna be chasing you again tomorrow."
I love it.
The great Richard Pryor.
Oh, rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace. The greatest comedian of them all, who started.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put him and George Carlin right there, though, too. And there's some clips of Richard Pryor and George Carlin sitting in on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Mm-hmm. I mean, they had Johnny Carson laughing so fucking hard that he was about blowing snot bubbles out his nose. Both those guys were just irreverent, hilarious, prescient to their time. And, I mean, they're legendary, man. Yeah. I mean, and, you go back to, you could throw Lenny. I mean, you could just go on and on and on about comedians. You could throw Lenny Bruce out there. You could throw, I mean, there's so many of them. So many comedians, comedians live like they're, what a crazy life. I can't even imagine what it's like. You're up there by yourself. Like, you're a musician, you're up there with a band, Right. I mean, like, you could throw some shit off on somebody else. I mean, it's like playing a team sport or whatever. But when you're a stand-up comedian, it's you. You're up there in front of thousands of people. I mean, Well,
usually you start with maybe one and then build and build.
Yeah, but you're gonna flop. You're gonna kill, and you're gonna be killed. And I used to like listening to Patrice O'Neal talk about, just going up there and bombing. He loved bombing, And I mean, Bill Burr, same way. Have you ever listened to Bill Burr's Philadelphia rant?
No, I know who he is, and I've seen him.
Well, that's who we were just listening to.
You just reminded me of who he was. I've seen him before, but
I mean, he's one of today's greats. He did him and Dave Chappelle did a deal out at Dave Chappelle's place this last summer during COVID. Chappelle's another. It's just both, just fearless. And Richard Pryor was fearless. He lived his life fearless.
Oh yeah,
and it showed through in his comedy.
Crack. Running down the street
on fire. Yeah. Dude lit himself on fire. Have you ever lit yourself on fire? I mean, I maybe lit something on fire, like maybe my pant leg a little bit, but all of me on fire? No.
And running down the street?
Yeah. High on crack?
Increasing the fire flow?
Yeah. I mean, feeding it oxygen. Dude.
Feeding it straight oxygen?
Yeah. On fire, on crack. That's living. That's LIVIN, brother.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
It's hot.
When a fire starts to burn, there's a lesson you should learn. Something, then you'll see. You'll avoid catastrophe.
The faster he was running, the worse he was getting. All he had to do was jump into a swimming pool in the backyard.
Yeah, with all that chlorine.
Well, he was high, man.
Yeah. I don't know what I'd do if I was high on crack and on fire. I mean, what do you do? I guess you run. You run. I mean, what do you do? I don't know.
High on crack and on fire?
I've never done crack. I don't know.
I've never been on fire.
I know. I've never been on fire, never done crack. So he's got me beat on. Yeah, he's got us beat on both those counts. But I don't know. That'd be a weird one.
Yeah.
Out there rolling in a mud puddle. What do? You don't think stop, drop, and roll. You're on crack. I mean, you're high on crack. You're not going to stop. You're running. You're running. You're going to outrun that fire.
You're going to try your best.
But nope. Oxygen doesn't work for you that way. Oh, man.
And then he shot a car.
Yeah.
Shot the shit out of his car.
No, he lived a hell of a life, man. That's a good picture there on the bottom of him, that one where he's got that look of consternation. I mean, that's a look of like a hilarious human being, but a tortured soul as well right there. Right. He was, that man had,
torture.
He had an extremely, great side to him, but that he had that tortured side as well that just was, suffering a lot of things, especially at the time that he was coming up, racism, you just listen, racism then was not what it is now. I mean, it's still, obviously, it's always going to exist. It's never going to go away.
It's still the same platform.
Right.
It's still the same platform, but it's just directed a little different.
Right. And I think that it was, it was a little more out there and open when he was doing his stand-up and stuff, I mean, it was back in the day when, like when Eddie Murphy talks about going to see the Rocky movies.
Yeah.
That sketch.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, you mooly.
You gonna pay for this?
The mooly's going to pay for it.
Yeah. I
You
mean, you know, I mean.
They come out in their Rocky jackets after they just got done
Yeah.
saying Rocky. They talking
Well,
about, yo.
and speaking of that, it's funny because Bill Burr does this rant in Philly. Like they've done a whole day comedy festival, and Bill Burr comes on at the end, and it's Philly, right, where they boo Santa Claus. You know, I mean, Philly's and so they're talking shit, and Bill Burr just goes off. I mean, and so he takes his time rather than walking off stage. He's like, "Guess what? Now you're going to get me for the 15 minutes." If you pull up Bill Burr Philly rant, I mean, and so he starts talking about Rocky, you know. Which was kind of the premise of that Eddie Murphy sketch. Was Rock? He's like, your fucking town fucking sucks so bad. You and your fucking hairy back. You guys fucking have a hero out here. He's a fucking fictional character, you know? He's like, you fucking so fucking racist. You had fucking Joe Frazier from here. No, you put a statue of a fucking fictional fucking character up here. You listen to that fucking song and you get all wound up with your fucking back hair, you know? I mean, he goes on. He's like, 13 minutes left. You get to deal with it. I mean, he's just going off on him, man.
Whole fucking time.
It's fucking hilarious. We should watch it later.
I played it at the kids tonight and people were just cracking the fuck up.
Oh, dude, it is so funny. God, that's one of the first paint jobs I ever did.
You fizz it over and over too?
Yeah, anyway. I don't know, man. It's been, you know, I mean, comedy is a tough road to mow for anybody, you know. But, you know, I think, especially back then, black comedians coming up, probably that had to have been you know, I mean, it couldn't have been an easy time.
No, but then you did have some good ones there. You had like
Oh, yeah.
Flip Wilson.
Oh, shit, yeah, Flip Wilson.
You know, you had the, Fred Sanford. I mean,
Oh,
Sanford.
Red Fox. Red Fox. Who was that? Who's that in our unit? Remind me of. Oh God, it was the guy the guy with the one tooth in the wheelchair and one leg that used to kick himself around. Oh God, remember him and Dorian got in a wreck. Fats. He reminded me of Red Fox. You know, he always say, "Go, what's up, player?"
What's up, player?
Remember that day when Dorian ran into him?
Yeah, we need to get Dorian on the show.
Yeah, I know. And I was going to call him and tell him that maybe we'll call him in tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll call him.
We'll Bluetooth him in because it'd be great if he was here. You know, shout out to Dorian Willis, our boy out there in Boise, Idaho. He's killing it. Paralympian bobsled or what is he doing? Skeleton. I get it confused between skeleton and luge. One of them is laying on the back. One of them is on the front. And I just think of him nubbing Frankie Palmer with his sweaty nub. Remember how he used to climb up on that top bunk of Frankie's, and then he'd climb down and put his sweaty nub right in Frankie's face. Frankie be laying there like this, right, all palsied out with his. He lives up in Billings.
Who, Frankie? No.
Yes, he does. That's what they say. But that's what they say, though.
But that's been so long ago. It's almost been 5 years.
Yeah, no, he might not be with us anymore. Hopefully, that's not the case. And I think old Charlie Mandrell left us too, man. I can't. I look him up and they say not in custody anymore. And you know, he got caught with that bank robbery charge, so there's no way he was getting out. I used to ask him, I say, man, what you going to do, man? You're going to get out. You're going to be 82 years old. What are you going to do? He say, well, you know, he say, I figure I got one more good move left in me, you know, and then he would, not to say anything, but he would allude to what he was going to do. I said, man, 82 years old? And he goes, what am I going to do? That's all I know. He goes, worst case scenario, I'm back in here feeding the birds. I'm an old man. He goes, it doesn't matter. I was like, all right, man, do you?
I thought he was married.
A long time ago.
Oh.
He was in the halfway house in Long Beach. That's where he absconded from. He took off from there. 82-year-old man, bust out, steal a car, he drove to Georgia, went to Oregon, went back.
I need to find him.
He's gone.
Where is he?
He was supposed to be. Yeah, he's not. He would be in custody, and he's. I look him up on the BOP inmate finder, and they just say he's not in custody. And with getting busted, this was the one time that he used a pellet gun, right? Because I always asked him about robbing. I was always like, what's up with robbing banks, right? Because bank robbers, they have a recidivism rate that's right underneath chomos, you know?
Oh.
The chomos have the highest recidivism rate, but then bank robbers are right underneath them. And there's something about that high. And they only get, you know, I was telling Buddy about Charlie. And I was telling him, I said, you know, the average take on a bank robbery is like $1,200 to $1,400. You know, and everybody's like, what? Why would you do that for that little amount of money? And it's like, it's not about the money for those guys. And so we looked up the whole story with Charlie, and he took $1,295 and got popped again. You know, and I mean, a lot of those cats, I mean, they just keep coming back. There's something about it, I guess, once you rob a bank, you know. Once you go bank, you never go back.
Once you go bank.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with it. Personally, for $1,400, I don't think I'd do that. But there's something about it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you're looking at it. So what he had done, he had a pellet gun he picked up along the way. And so what he told me was prior to that, he would always just use a note. So he never had, but this time he had a pellet gun with him. And it was one of those that looked like a firearm. And he brandished it. And so, I mean, he was done. And so for him not to be in BOP custody, you know, to me that says that he probably passed away.
Yeah.
He was old. Good man, though. Good dude. Taught me how to
Very good dude.
Taught me how to play backgammon. I spent a lot of time with that man, you know. Listened to a lot of his stories, man. He had some crazy stories about back in the, I mean, he did some wild shit. Wild shit. Like back when during the Medellin cartel days and shit. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was flying down there and buying furniture in Colombia and hollowing out the legs on the furniture and stuffing it full of that Pablo Escobar.
Really?
And then he'd put it on a cargo container ship and ship it up to where he lived, and he would wait for it. It would show up, and he'd go get the cargo container and disassemble all the furniture and get his stuff. And I mean, he was a gangster, man. I mean, he came off just like this hobbly, knob-kneed old man, but I mean, he was gangster, you know. And then telling stories about the younger years when he was back there when Hollywood was cracking and driving around in the old Cadillacs, and you know. I mean, the days when Hollywood was just going off and not like it is now, you know.
So he is from Los Angeles, basically.
Yeah, he was. He had a place in Pasadena. He had a place in L.A. He had a lot of things going on, man. He got popped, man. He was in Nogales, and he was driving this a Cadillac, and so he was staying at the Red Roof Inn, and he was fixing to make a deal. And he was waiting on his boys, but he got his people to make him fake license plates, right, for his Cadillac. Well, come to find out that the license plates matched up with a Volkswagen Bug, and he's driving his Cadillac. So the police keep driving by the Red Roof Inn, and they're just seeing his Cadillac parked there. And so they run the plates, and it's for a Volkswagen Bug, not a Cadillac. So they go to the front office. They get the room number. They bust in. They hem him up. They go. They search the vehicle. You know, they find a piece. They find a number of things in the vehicle. You know, that's what jammed him up.
So why is the fact that the police were just cruising in the parking lot or something, just looking for?
Well, it's right there on the border.
Yeah,
it's on the border, and they just kept noticing the Cadillac sitting there, right? I mean, so it's sitting there. It's just sitting there because he's waiting for like a week. So they just keep seeing the car sitting there, right? So they just ran the plates, apparently, just to see who is this guy, you know. And it came up as a Volkswagen Bug, and so at that point in time, they're like, okay, something's fucked up here, and that's how they jammed him up. It wasn't his first time, but he would do that. He would go and but on his way, he would rob banks the whole way. He would tell me he'd go to these little towns, and he'd sit there, and he said he'd go in the diner. You know, he's like, I'm just an old man. Nobody suspects me or nothing.
Right.
He said he'd go sit there in the diner drinking coffee, have a little cruller or a donut or whatever. And he said he'd be right across the street from a bank and sit there and watch he'd watch the police shift change. He'd watch the shift change of the people working in the bank. And he'd come up with a plan. And then eventually he said he'd just go in at the right time with a note.
In and out.
And he said he never used a firearm or nothing like that. He'd just go in with a note and said something like, basically like, and as a bank teller, you're taught to give it up. Yeah, and I used to be one. So I know they tell you don't do anything that's going to cause you harm. You know, don't hit the button if they're right in front of you. They're like, give them the money, but the biggest thing they want you to do is make sure you give them the bait money, which is those sequenced bills.
So, that's sitting in the counter?
Yeah.
The bait money?
Yeah. And you as a teller, you get written up if you have over $5,000 in your till, and you got to keep selling it back to the vault. So if you get over $5,000, you got to get rid of it. You know, so I mean, that's why their take is usually around $1,400-$1,500, maybe at the tops. But they tell you just make sure that you just if you feel you're in danger. I mean, they're saying if you think you can, but don't do it. But if you think you can, hit the button. But they want you to just get a physical description of the person, and then just comply with them.
Right.
Give them what they want. Because what's it matter to the bank? It don't matter nothing.
Sure.
I mean, the guy's going to walk out with what, $1,400? Oh, Jesus Christ, that was a long time ago. Hell, yeah, that first Panic show out of the joint. I went to that one by myself. There's Panic's bus. I was at the Moore in Seattle. I mean, anyway. But yeah, man. Well, Charlie Smith was another one, man. Charlie was he was a lifetime bank robber. A lot of those cats were. There's something that just keeps bringing them back. I don't know what it is. All I know is I'm not never going to rob a bank.
No, and I'm never going to rob a bank either.
Yeah, because it's like smoking quack. Apparently, once you start with it, you don't come back. It's like doing heroin.
Not a good payoff anymore.
Yeah, once you jab that needle in your arm, you never come back from it. But anyway, I don't know. So we digress. But so here we are, Cody, Wyoming.
This is our first test run.
Yep.
We were supposed to do it last night, and I was just tired flying from state to state.
Jeez, that's what I get to.
And then
All my
today,
snowboards. There's little brother file. Old Bernie. What's his hat say? Burn one down? Imagine that. His name's Bernie.
Burn, baby, burn.
God, they were young then. Young then, man. Man. Here we go again. Go through this nostalgia I haven't seen in years. No, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I think we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah,
2:30
tomorrow we're going to. This was just a test run. We're filling each other out. It's like a boxing match. Tomorrow,
you're not filling anything. Not easy like that.
I'm sorry.
You already done did that.
Feel more slim.
I think we already know who we are.
We are not Penis Williams and him.
We are the burliest Dodger fans you're ever going to see.
But today we gave
straight up, and I love your hat right now that you're wearing. That's awesome. Give the camera a straight up look at that.
I wore this hat on purpose. So.
I should have put that shirt on that I got. Look at that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Cocaína.
The butcher, baby.
Cocaína.
Yeah.
Ay de mí, los anaranjos en la cabeza.
So should we? We're going to edit this and.
We might not.
Maybe,
yeah, we'll probably
and then add it on to the continuation of tomorrow. We're fresh and
yeah, we can do whatever we want with it because it's ours.
Yeah, right. You're right.
We can do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want. Yeah, we can do what we want.
Scratching like shit.
We jump up and do the go on the desk. We can do whatever because this is fucking Kanye's desk anyways.
Hey, that's what we're going to talk tomorrow. Tune in
might
tomorrow.
Light it on fire.
We're going to talk about Kanye West. Are we still signed into that MDA bullshit?
No, man. My attorney said that we ain't locked in on any shit on that.
Just, we could talk about that.
He told me, he said we could do whatever we want. As long as we're not doing anything that has to do with his music. No, it was basically written for his musical property, right? So it was his intellectual property was the way that thing was written.
Okay.
So my attorney looked at it. He said, there ain't nothing here that says you can't talk about your experience out there. He goes, but before you do, he goes, maybe let me know that you're going to do it. And that way but he said, he told me not to worry about a damn thing. And my attorney is one of the finest in Wyoming.
Well, call him tomorrow.
I could.
Because we're going to be talking.
Well, and I have another guy right here in town that I can call and talk to tomorrow about it too. And he'd probably come up here and be on the podcast.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
But it don't matter. I really am not worried about it. You know what I mean? Because, we tell the story. I mean, his little NDA, there's nothing there. He was so worried about himself and his intellectual property. What am I going to do? Record that stuff? Quite frankly, not the best. I mean, the music,
Kanye.
not good.
No, I love Kanye, man.
I know you do, but you don't know.
Kanye's music is good.
It's not. It's not. I mean, there's a lot of artists that I like in that genre, and he's definitely not one of them. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
I don't wish him any ill will, whatever.
No.
You know,
you don't like his music. I like his music, but it's all good.
I'm sitting here at his table that he paid for that he never wanted to get. So hey, guess what? Guess what, Yeezy? I'm sitting here at your table, homie. I'm right here, and I build you another one
Yeezy.
for the same price, maybe twice as much.
And
now.
we'll put Kim's name engraved in it.
It's just somewhere
Kim forever.
Where you can't see it.
I don't believe they had a divorce. That's why I want to talk about.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
You know what though? I don't care.
Who cares?
Doesn't matter.
Kim Ye, see you later.
Peace out.
Peace out, you guys. Be back tomorrow. Oh, the TV even went off.
Today. To mañana. Today.
All right, I'm with that.
Good having you here, brother.
Good to have you here.
Take me out. Take me out with a bong rip.
Take us out.
Take me out with a bong hit.
Shake dreams from
Thank
your
you,
hair,
Jesus.
my child, my sweet one. Choose the day and choose the sign of your
Jim
day,
Morrison
the
was
day's
full of shit.
divinity. First thing you see.
This is when we should have been alive.
Vast, radiant beach.
You know what I mean?
Cool,
It's been the time. You could have got away. I mean, the world was wide open, man. Ain't no surveillance state. No one listening to everything you hear. You're talking on payphones, rolling around, just doing your shit. Can you imagine being on music tour back then? You're going city to city. You got nobody following you, chasing you.